Hello and welcome to another episode of Vanilla City Skylines, where we were building the city of Minoqua Bay. Last episode, we worked on building out our College of Liberal Arts up here along the mountainside with a nice view of what is about to become our downtown. Today, the Financial Districts DLC will unlock in approximately 3 hours from the filming of this video. So what we're working on right now is I decided to change the look of this district that we created over here. Rather than continuing the wall-to-wall specialization, which creates these mid-size, these medium-rise buildings, we're going to allow the vanilla buildings to come in over here and grow pretty high, just to help us with our skyline. So the first thing we need to think about, right now we're just going to plan out how our financial districts are going to be laid out. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to come over to my content creator pack, public transit. And let's choose the elevated dual island platform station. And it's gonna sit right here. Very nicely. And much like we did with the other metro station, we're gonna come behind it with some park life paths. And then we'll come right behind it with some of our plazas. Let's do flower plazas, I think will look nice here. So we'll place 4 flower plazas, followed by a grass-lined street. Let's come in and turn off the day-night cycle. Now let's hook in our water pipes. Just over here into this network. So I'm thinking that this is going to be where we place either our main bank building, or we can have some of our regular bank buildings. I don't know, we'll see. We'll see when the DLC comes out, just what that's gonna look like. But I also want to come in here and we're going to bring in the Metro Plaza station, which may or may not centralize nicely. It does not look like it will. But that's fine. What we can do is let's come out and see where our lines are coming. So we have a line over there. We have a line over here. So I'm thinking that it'll make more sense for us to have the 3 lines facing towards the university and the 2 lines facing toward the historic village. So we're gonna place that down. And now we're gonna come around it with a pedestrian road that is lined with trees. And let's come off of our snapping, at least for road guideline. So that'll save us a little bit of room, just in the event that we need more space for our main bank building when the DLC unlocks. We have a fair amount of residential demand too, so let's come in with our high density. I'm gonna zone probably about that much. Come behind it with a park life path. And right beside it, we will come in with our favorite horse chestnut. And as you can see, these are coming in as the medium-rise buildings, which is totally fine. I'm not worried about that. So let's come in here with a little bit of zoning as well. You know, just to help out with our density. And so far, that's working out nicely. It's working out very nicely indeed. Alright, so now let's work on getting our metro stations hooked in. And we're gonna pause it temporarily. Probably get rid of that too. Just because it gets very finicky with the way that we have our grid laid out. Let's make sure that's the right road. And also facing the right direction. We're gonna continue along this. I think to about here should do the trick. Now we're gonna come back to our road guidelines just to figure out where exactly we need to come, and I think that's probably the right spot. So I'm gonna cross this street. Let's figure out why this is freaking out. I believe it's because there's a pillar. Yep, it's because of a pillar. That's fine, we can just bring it down a little bit further. And that should be fine. I spoke too soon. Let's try this again. What are you... Oh. That's what you're whining about. So now let's hook our paths back in. And we can also adjust our line. So that now we have a stop over here where our what do you call it? The stock market is going to sit. And we also will have public transit over here. So now alongside this, we want to decorate again with some of our plazas. Let's do a statue plaza. I think would work nicely there. Maybe a flower plaza here. And let's come off of the road guideline. I think this would be a great place for a park life fence. Or park life path. We can line with these wild hedges. And I think inside the wild hedges we can come in with our rhododendrons. You're going to let me fill this space in? Yes, you are. We'll just come right along the center and fill these in. I think that's a pretty nice looking design. little on the messy side with our wild hedges, but you know, that's okay. I think it's really just part of the vanilla game that sometimes it is difficult to get things in a straight line. But in real life, it is also difficult to get things in a straight line, so... You know, I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing. And we, again, will come down. And I think that looks very nice. But for right now, we're going to leave this open because I don't fully know how large this world, this stock market building is going to be. I'm thinking it will fit here just fine, but, you know, we don't want to rip anything out. So now let's look here, and I think we can get rid of this section of road, because I think that may be a little bit too much. And we can come in and we can paint out our park area. And I think this would be a good area for a city park. So let's come into our parks menu, and we're going to come to the city park. Let's use the park main gate. So level 1, we have the park side gate, the park plaza, info booth, restrooms, and park cafe. For right now, we're just gonna come along. I think that's gonna be about the best we can do there. Come out on angle snap just to make sure we maintain that angle that we just drew in. And we want to fence this off. I think up to about here maybe. And we can come in and place our side gate. Getting these to line up is quite tricky, but I think we can get it pretty close. You know, at least close enough that you can't really tell that it's not right. I think we can also come in there with a side gate, and that should work out nicely. We'll come around here as well. This may be a futile effort. Working on getting this fence curved properly, just because we may not even have this road in a few hours when the DLC unlocks. But we won't know that until we get there. So now let's turn on all of our snapping except for road guideline. We're going to come out by a distance of 200 on either side. We're going to come up just a little bit. I think, yeah, that should work. So we're going to flank this center path on either side by our City Park Plaza. And then come around and box it in. And I think that may line up nicely. It may not line up nicely. We'll see. Doesn't look like it will. Oh well. That looks like it'll be fine. And what do we think about maybe coming around with a curve here? and hooking in. Right there. I think that might work. I think that might work out nicely. So now let's make sure we have good coverage with our water service. Let's also come up this way. Try to fill in as much of the gap as we can. I think here we may just need to come underneath part of the park. And that's totally fine. It's not completely unrealistic for that to happen. We could probably have... no, that's not going to fit there. Park Cafe, no, that will not fit. So let's figure out where exactly that is. And I think the Park Cafe will fit in this space pretty nicely. Which we can flank on both sides with our park restrooms as well. We already have a somewhat nice skyline starting to develop. Let's come in and check on some of these buildings, see if we want to keep any of them. This one I absolutely hate. Why could that not be the one that got caught on fire? I like this red building a lot. Let's make that one historical. That one's always a favorite. Ooh, I love this one. So we are really suffering on students for this university as well, but oh well. That's not going to be our main focus today, so we will be alright with it. So let's check on our entertainment here. And I think we can... Let's put in Celebrate as park policy. I think that could be really nice. Let's see what else we have available. Oh, Park Info Booth. Right. We never put that in. That might be the right spot. And right here in this green space that we have left, we can just come in with some of our decals. Let's use some from our plazas DLC. How about a sandstone paver, maybe? You know, just to give it a different look. I think could be really nice here. And then we can come into our landscaping. And I think we'll stick with the vanilla trees that exist within this park, which are the sugar maples. And place them right alongside this path. Just to make these sandstone pavers look a little bit better. Let's make you historical. And we will just hope that the trash service gets taken care of. So let's go ahead and paint out the district where this is going to sit, our financial district. I think we are going to make it be about here. So go ahead and paint this out. I think maybe here will be the end of it. No. Let's go ahead and extend this around the park. Which I think we will be able to increase our land value here pretty quickly. But yeah, I think this is a nice start to getting everything ready. And we will be back as soon as the DLC unlocks. Alright, it is 4:18 in the morning where I am located, and I have just gotten the financial districts installed. And while I was waiting, pretty much all of these leveled up to level 5, which I kind of like because it helps to really give us a skyline. And I also went in and added the Majesty right here from our Art Deco pack, as well as the Marshalltown Tower, which is the smaller variation of this tower right next to it. So one thing I've also had to come in and do, I backed this road up a little bit so that we would have room for our bank building, and I think I may change this to be... just hear me out on this. Let's get rid of this, and we're going to change this into a 4-lane road. And I'm gonna bring this pedestrian path up here to this road and then flank it on either side with our park life path. And actually, you know what? This might be a good chance to bring in some amusement park path, just to give us a different look. A look of more importance as we approach our bank building. And I also want to make sure that we turn off this junction, because we do not want a traffic light right there. So we're going to come to our police department and banks. Actually, wait, no, it's not there. It's under unique buildings. And it's under our first tab, which is financial buildings. And this building will center up real nicely right by our Metro Plaza station. And we're gonna come on either side with a vanilla path, and we're gonna come off of road guidelines and up to that point. What we are also going to do is we are going to come to our districts tab. Under office specializations, we are going to change this district to be financial office buildings. And one other thing I think we want to do, so under the content creator packs, I believe this intelligence agency came with the Japanese creator content pack. Someone correct me if I've got that wrong. But I'm gonna place that right over here, next to our compact bus station, which on either side we will flank with our standard vanilla path. So let's verify, yes, we have all of our water pipes in. And now let's see what kind of assets are going to come in with this new DLC. So we should have a decent amount of office demand. So now that that is sped up, We have a nice little corner building right here, and I think I'm going to make this be a historical building. That way this one does not get the tower that is going to come later. This one, I think we will allow the tower. No, what are we doing? That's not where we want you. So as you can see, these things level up pretty quickly. I think for this one, we're going to stop it at level 2. This one we will stop at level 1. You need to show up in the right spot. Now, I'm gonna leave the night cycle on just for a moment, because I want y'all to see just how cool this place looks at night. With all of these new skyscrapers coming in. Isn't it just magnificent? Even though some of those vanilla towers aren't too ideal. And of course we have the fireworks in our central park. But I think all of this is really coming together. But we'll come in and turn the night cycle off for the rest of this build. I think we're gonna let that one get to level 3. And we'll leave that one as is. This one is going to stay as is. And you can really see that you have that really old kind of architecture. It's classical architecture that we get with these level 1 buildings, which I think any of you who've watched Overcharged Egg may remember Palaven. I think, you know, these buildings would really fit well in that kind of a downtown, or that kind of a city, for that matter. And maybe even some of these taller buildings could work in that district or that city as well. All right, so now let's come over to our stock exchange. And let's take a look and see what we may want to invest in. And I think we know which one we want. What's our traffic looking like? 84? Oh, now it's going straight up. All right. So, in order for us to get some very nice insider trading happening, I'm gonna show you a nice little trick. So, if we want to get rid of our traffic flow and really make it be as bad as we can, what we're gonna do is we're gonna get rid of this highway connection. And after here, we also are going to want to sever the highway connection. Just to really make it so that our traffic has as many bottlenecks as possible. Now, it's also going to make it impossible almost to get to the airport, but you know, these are just small sacrifices that we're going to make in order to cheat. So let's just monitor our traffic flow and see how this turns out. And it should force all of the traffic into this one intersection pretty soon. And you know what, while we're at it, let's get rid of our free public transit. And instead, we will use high prices, just to discourage people from using our public transit for a little bit. We will see if this helps us to tank the stock price of our traffic flow. Okay, that's fine. Alright, it's dipping. It's really dipping. Alright, let's take a pause right quick. Let's see where our traffic flow is. It is down to 82. And we are starting, I believe, to get some bottlenecks happening. Let's make sure that our city is still fairly attractive. And I think I know one other trick that's really going to make this bad. If we come to this junction, and let's make it a three-way stop. And we're going to do the same at this junction. Where are some other bad ones? Ooh, this one would be terrible. We'll make that one a stop sign. We'll make this one a stop sign. Let's see what that does to our traffic. That should help us decrease our traffic flow pretty significantly. Let's look for other places that have high traffic volumes. So right here, I think would be another good place for us to come in and place some stop signs. So now let's come over and check out our traffic jelly, which should see its price absolutely tank. At least in theory. Alright, so the price is sliding a little bit. Now it's going into a nosedive. No, it's going back up. Now this, I don't think, is quite how this would work in real life. Because at this point, people would be fleeing from the traffic logistics as the city's traffic is getting bad. Alright, so now we're going to jump in and make a purchase. We see our traffic flow is at 82%. Now let's come in. We are going to reconnect this highway, which is the main thing that we need to do, which is a 4-lane highway. Let's come to road guideline, just curve in. I think this one was a straight highway. Come over here, reconnect the highway here. And then we need to come to our traffic routes and get rid of all the stop signs. And reinstate that traffic light. Reinstate this traffic light. And now we're going to come back to our first highway interchange. Reinstate these traffic lights. And that should help us get our stock price for traffic jelly to increase by a pretty significant amount. So now let's check it out. We go to manage investments. And the first rule in buying and selling stocks, do not ever sell for a loss. We will see just how well this investment does. We should be able to get it to increase pretty well. And also keep in mind, we know where the stock price originally was. And as you can see, we now have a $244,000 gain, which I'm gonna go ahead and, no, we're not. Now we're gonna sell. So now I've made that gain, which will allow me to upgrade our bank building. So now we've gotten to level 2 with our stock exchange, which unlocks the bronze cow, the bronze panda, and the small bank. So just outside of this, we're gonna come to our unique buildings. We're gonna place the bronze cow on the left side, and we're gonna place, yes, the bronze panda on the right side. We're gonna connect in our vanilla path. And along this side, I'm gonna come in with our park fence, if it'll let me. Sometimes this thing can be really finicky. And we're just gonna flank it on either side. If I got that right, yes. Comes straight down Scott Street and then goes in towards the bank. So we'll let that one get to level 3. That one, I don't know, we'll see. We'll see what I feel like doing there. Over here, I think these have already done what they're gonna do. Or actually, wait a minute. We still have the high-rise ban policy in effect over here. That's why they haven't leveled up. Very interesting. Alright. Well, anyway. While I'm busy getting distracted, let's come alongside this with, you know, our favorite, the horse chestnut. You know, I think we may want to continue the theme that we had going on using our amusement park path so that we have a nice red brick kind of area. And I wonder, it's still not doing too terribly well. But, you know, I think it'll, you know, gradually get better. So now let's go in and see how we want to do this. So Chirp Air shares, I think, is another one that we can manipulate. So let's, again, we're gonna come over here, because apparently what we did is we tanked the stock. So we're gonna sever this connection. And in addition to that, we're going to drop the airline price. And that should make it so that the stock price for Chirp Air just absolutely falls. Yes, it's taking a nosedive. It should continue to take a nosedive. Let's see. Because One thing we're doing right here is we're cutting into the profits that Chirp Air is able to make because Chirp Air is not able to get customers and the prices have been absolutely slashed. So you would think that would have absolutely killed them off. Apparently it didn't. Let's keep that in mind. I'm gonna come back to our investments. Chirp Air is looking like it's gonna take another nosedive. It's not. There we go. Continuing to slide. Alright, that's gonna be when I get in. So now we're going to reestablish this highway connection so that people can use Chirp Air. And we're gonna come over here and jack up the price. And that should make it so that our investment starts to gain quite a bit. And basically what this is doing, what it would be in the real world, is it's increasing the profits, which makes it more likely that people are going to want to invest in the company because they see it as a safe investment. And the more people invest into a stock, the more valuable the stock becomes. But as more people start to sell the stock, the less valuable it becomes. So as you can see, we are gaining quite a bit. And I think I'm gonna go ahead and cash out for a $243,000 profit. All right, so now let's come back to our airport and get this to where we are at a reasonable price. We're going to set the price to 60. So now let's come back over, and as you can see, we have more than enough to upgrade to the next level. And at level 3, we have unlocked the large bank and the elevated plaza. So just while we're at it, let's take a look at places where we can place in some banks. So we're gonna come to our police and banking tab. We're gonna come to banks. I'm gonna place a small bank over here in our town center. I think... No, that's not gonna be a good place. What do you think about placing it right here? It should line up pretty nicely. So we have a bank over here. We also want to get a bank over here as well. Oh my god, those elephants are loud. Oh right, these are all historical buildings. Let's go ahead and get rid of these two buildings. Stop it. We're gonna place in another small bank right outside the zoo to serve these citizens. I don't think we're gonna place one of the banks in our historic district. I just don't think that would make a whole lot of sense. But what we can do is we're gonna come over here with a large bank. And I believe that is the version that I wanted. Let's see what other variations we can get. Yes, I think right here I want the little pyramid top. And what we can do is we can just come around the side of it with our park life path. Maybe bring another path right here. And let's use our favorite horse chestnut right along the sides, and we can also add some right along the wall. Alright, so to get past level 3, now we need to get to 750,000, which should be really easy because we know how to manipulate these things. Ooh, our farming industry took a nosedive. Let's go ahead and buy that. And that farming industry should take off like a rocket pretty quickly. Let's see. Well, it may not do it right off the bat. And it appears that it doesn't want to do that. Alright? Because I think what happened with the farming industry is when we severed the highway connection, it lost its ability to export. But now that it's able to export, it should be able to make more money. So, in theory, yes, it's starting to increase. Now it's not. Jeez, these stocks are so erratic. It's like 1 second I have 200 grand and the next I'm losing 30. Okay, well. Oh, no. So let's come over here and check on our farming industry and see what it is doing. And as you can see, it's profiting pretty well, but perhaps we can find a way to cut costs. We're gonna take off those policies temporarily. Let's see what effect that has. Because as we cut costs, we should be able to increase the stock price as it is viewed as more valuable to wealthy investors. We don't want a small gain. We want a big gain. Alright, 174 is good enough. So now let's place those policies back on. We should... Oh, no, we don't, actually. Let's see what else we can invest in. The Very Legit Company. You know what? Why not? Let's see. Invest in the best. The Very Legit Company offers shares so cheap it's a steal, and you're you're definitely right. But I'm not entirely sure what we're doing to affect this, because as you can see, it'll have a spike up, and then it comes back down to what I believe is its floor price. So that one doesn't look like it's going to do anything. I don't know, we can come back and check on it. Oh, traffic jelly's dropping off again. Let's go ahead and buy that. Oh no. No. I invested at the peak. No. No. We can take a gain of 45,000 on that one. And that is something that does happen in real life, where you sometimes will get ready to invest, and the stock price just jumps up. That is unfortunately what happened to us with the traffic jelly logistics, which I guess serves me right for cheating my way through all of this. Go up. That's not up. Oh my. Well, at least I'm better at investing than in real life than what I'm showing right now. Alright, 35,000 there, we'll take that. We will take that. What is the forestry industry doing? One doesn't look like it's doing much. It just kind of oscillates. Chirpa crypto, however. I don't know. Like, on one hand, I gained a lot of money with crypto back in 2021. But I also lost money with crypto in 2022, so... and the thing about crypto is it's just so erratic, and there's not something that you can innately tie its value to that makes it difficult to judge when to and when not to buy it. Oh, is Chirp Air wanting to do some interesting things again? Alright, let's take a look at it. Let's make sure that we catch it when it takes a nosedive. It's not taking a nosedive. And you know what we could do? We could do that trick again. So let's come back over to our airport, drop the ticket price. And it certainly makes it more attractive, but it also makes it to where it doesn't bring in as much money. There we go. Just drop like a rock. Drop like a bigger rock. Alright, there we go. That's good enough. We've already gained 75,000. Come over here. Make more money. And now let's watch this and see what happens. So we see where this peak is, and we want to get as close to that peak as we can when we come in to sell this. And that should be a pretty healthy gain for us. 232. There, we'll take it. Who said cheaters never prosper? They obviously have not met me playing this game. Alright. So now our stock exchange has reached level 4, which unlocks the Underground Garden Plaza and the Skyscraper Bank. Which I believe the Skyscraper Bank would be absolutely gorgeous over here. And we could, you know, kind of emulate the Twin Towers from New York using our Skyscraper Bank. So what we're gonna do is gonna place in the Skyscraper Bank right here. And it does not appear that there's anything else we can do with that. And we can't modify what it looks like. And let's come in to our plazas and see. Can we fit that and another Skyscraper Bank? Let's take a look. We may not be able to. Let's come back over here. Place the second Skyscraper Bank. No, we are not able to do that, unfortunately. That's fine. But what we can do is we can place the elevated plaza right here. Come around it with our red brick. We can flank this with red brick as well. Come in with some of our pedestrian area plazas. Let's go for, not the statue plaza, the fountain plaza. We can place that on either side. Alright. So now let's pick which bank buildings we want to be historical and which ones we want to allow to level up. Actually, I think I want that one to level up. This one can stay as is. That one can stay as is. That one can level up. That one's gonna stay. You know what? I would love to see what that looks like. I'll let you do that. You're gonna stay. Oh, right. We have to think about these as well. I think we'll just go ahead and make all of these residential buildings be historical. Now let's see what we've got over here. That one is historical, that one is not. That one is historical, that one is not. That one is historical. Let's make that one historical. So we'll make everything on that side be historical. Alright, so now let's come over here. Ooh, don't do that, don't do that. And we're gonna come over to city planning and take off the high-rise ban. And everything should go ahead and level up. That, I believe, is... Oh, we've unlocked an achievement. So much cash. Wonder what I had to do for that. Alright. So now to get this thing to level 5, let's see how we want to cheat again. Do we want to do a traffic jelly? Oh, yeah. Go ahead and buy that. And I think I may have timed that a little bit wrong. But, you know, as I always say, do not sell for a loss. That's rule number 1. Rule number 2, refer to rule number 1. If you're losing money, don't sell it, because you don't actually lose the money until you sell it. And likewise, you do not actually gain the money until you sell it. So we're just not gonna touch that. Actually, you know what? There's one thing I think we haven't done. Get rid of high ticket prices, go to free public transport. That should send that straight up. Well, it should. Apparently it doesn't. Which means that I made a huge mistake again with going with traffic jelly. Oh, actually, you know what? If we drop the ticket price on this, I think more people are gonna start using the airport. And if more people start using the airport, that means that fewer people are going to be driving. That should help us, yes. It did help us briefly. There we go. Alright, so now we're just gonna hold off and just kind of watch how the stock price behaves. Oh, I'm starting to think we should have taken that profit. So just because we got in again on an upswing, let's... As soon as we don't make a loss... Alright, there. We're gonna take 33 grand. Which is not much, but... You know, we'll take it. Wow, Chirp Air is soaring right now. Now it's taking a nosedive. I need it to keep going down. So our target price for this is going to be around 5,400. As soon as it hits about 5,400 a share, that's when we're going to jump in. And we're going to do what we can to cause the price to jump up. So it's a 55.89. Should be able to get it to come down a slight bit. There, 54.60 is good. So let's come back over here. increase ticket price to increase profit. Manage our investment. Actually, let's see. How much do we need? We need about 500 grand. Should be fairly easy to do. So now we're gonna look for it to get up to 6,200, back to where it was. And that may take a while, that may not take a while. We will just have to see how it all works out. But we know that it can get over 6,000. So we're going to wait very patiently. And as soon as it jumps up there, we will cash out. But in the meantime, let's take a look at what we can do. So I think over here, we may want to get some more banks going. And literally as soon as they come in, we're gonna make them historical. Because we don't want these banks, or whatever these are, we don't want these to level up and interfere with the skyscraper banks that we built. So as you can see, we have a nice skyline developing. No. So I think this will be the one that we allow to jump up. Let's allow that one to jump up once. Did I make all these historical? Yes, I did. Alright. Alright, so you can see Chirp Air has gained quite a bit. So we're gonna wait for it to come back up. 405,000. Alright, go back up. No, that's the wrong direction. Up. 422. Ah, I got greedy. And now it's just going straight back down. So let's make our target price. Oh my god. Well, so our target sell price is going to be above 6,100 now. And it should be able to get there. I don't know why it's dropping. Alright, starting to make a gain again. Alright, well. Let's leave it alone. We'll come back to it. But yeah, that would be the basics of our new DLC. And I bet, this could be a good place for us to... let's come in. Where is it? It's under Uniques. I'm gonna come in right about here. And let's encase this with a road. And right next to this underground plaza is where we will place our international trade building. Come on. I don't ask for much. Just get to 6,100 a share again, please. So I think it's based on the projected income, which means... Well, other than meaning that we should have sold it a long time ago, I think, I don't know, this is just so hard to gauge what I'm supposed to be looking for to judge how the stock prices are going to be affected. Oh boy. And you know, the thing I don't like is that I can't have two tabs open at the same time. That actually makes this pretty difficult. So we're coming up to 207,000. But that's not our target price. Our target price is 6,100 per share. $59.37, that's getting there. Alright, let's get ready. We may just sell this at 6,000 if it actually hits it. But, well, actually, hang on. It may be about to do it. No. And that, again, just, you know, goes to show how absolutely erratic these stocks are in the game. Which, you know, it could be a function of the fact that, you know, the game moves faster than real time. And another thing about this is I have this simulation set to the fastest speed. 6,100, boom. Alright. So now we only need to make 100,000. Which is really easy to do. Actually, especially with Chirp Air. Gonna invest in Chirp Air again. Oh, nope, not at that price. Not at that price, nope. You are going to have to come back on down to earth. Nope, not 5803, not 5828. So I think we're gonna try to get in on this one last time. We're gonna wait for it to hit 5,600. And again, we will try to sell it at around 6,000, and that should... Alright, there's 5,600. There's our gain. Boom. And now we are able to upgrade to level 5, which unlocks the International Trade Building. It also increases our tax bonus as well. Ew, I don't like you. Go away. And actually, you know what? Let's not have these be residential buildings. Let's have these be our financial buildings. So you will be historical at level 1. This one will be historical at level 2. Which it should hit level 2 pretty quickly. I'm surprised it hasn't, like, immediately hit it. See, that one's already level 2. There we go. Now it's historical. So now let's come over here. We're going to place the International Trade Building, which will center up really nicely in front of our underground garden plaza. Let's make sure that we flip that path, or flip the direction on that. And now let's see. Let's take a look at how this sits within our skyline. And I think we need to come around and fill in the skyline a little bit. which we can come to our content creator packs, and I think the office skyscraper is a good one. Come around the back. As you can see, that is... It actually blocks the view of that from this angle, but if we come to our university angle, okay, now it's blocking the International Trade Center. So what if we place it here instead? Now we can see that skyscraper alongside our International Trade Building and the stock exchange. From this angle, we can see both pretty clearly. And from the library, we can see our skyline really starting to develop. What if we... Yeah, what if we had the Eddie Kavango building, I think. You know, from this angle, looks really nice within that skyline. So now what we're gonna do is, actually I think we, because, you know, some of the skyscrapers may not fit very nicely if we don't do this. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna place a city park path right behind Eddie Kavango. And just come behind it using our horse chestnuts. Oh, we need water. Now, as you can tell, I'm not really thinking about the tax bonus here because I really don't care. The tax bonus is not my main concern using this. Because I can, you know, trade the stocks pretty efficiently, so I don't really have to worry about the increased tax income. It really doesn't affect me that much. So let's flank this on both sides with just a regular park path. Again, use our horse chestnuts. We will come along the side. Alright, so now let's figure out what other buildings we may want to use, and I think we're going to come to our skyscraper content creator pack. That building may be too big for right now. No. Ooh, I like this one. But it's not gonna fit quite the way we want it to. So maybe, what if we come in with... What is this? The Bang Chow Tower. See how that looks in our skyline. And it almost has like an Art Deco kind of feel to it, which I really like. This one looks like it could be a fat boy. And it is. So that looks nice from that angle, and let's come back to Earth. We can really see a skyline starting to develop with our International Trade Building, office skyscraper, with our stock exchange at level 5, Bang Chow Tower, Marshalltown. Ooh, does this one... What is this one? The Gallerstrom. Which, again, we want to be careful and make sure that we're not blocking the view of our skyline. So if we look at it from the church, that looks okay. If we look at it from the highway, it's blocking the International Trade Building again. Let's get rid of you. I don't think I like that one that much anyways. Actually, you know what? We could use some of our smaller towers. So this is Marshalltown's center. We can probably place that one a little closer to the what the skyline is going to end up being. But one of these island park towers. What about that one? So that one might be a little bit too big for this space. What about that one? That one I literally don't even see. It's a little too small for the space. That one is obviously way too big. There, I think that one is just right. And so, placing in these skyscrapers is really just about finding a good balance of heights and making sure that we're not blocking views of anything. Actually, I wonder, what if we... Hear me out on this. Let's extend this grid out one more time. I don't know how much it needs to be extended by. We're just gonna kind of wing it. But what we're going to do is we're going to place our luxury hotel. And we're gonna come around it. And right in front of it, let's see, we can, I think we could probably get away with maybe the official park, or do we want to use, okay, this is bigger. So this is our fantastic fountain, which obviously doesn't quite fit in the space, it's a little bit too small. But what we can do is we can take, we're gonna do 3 vanilla paths right here. Just all right next to each other. We're gonna make these outer 2 be amusement park paths, and we're gonna make the center one be a park life path. So that we have this luxury hotel that will have a nice view on all sides. Very nice. So I think this is a good point for me to jump into some detailing. We will be right back. Thank you all so much for watching. If you haven't already, please go ahead and like and subscribe below. As you can see, we are really starting to develop a nice skyline with our level 5 residential buildings, as well as some of our new skyscrapers, as well as our World Trade Center and our stock market. And like I said, just if you're looking to upgrade this quickly like I did, it's very easy to do. All you have to do is just find a way to manipulate your stock prices, find a way to get them to drop, and once you find them at a low point, find a way to increase them back to where they were and sell them for a profit. It's really easy to make a lot of money using this new DLC. And using the tax bonus could also be helpful. I mean, as you can see, I'm not getting a whole lot of tax bonus out of this, which, it's okay. I'm not entirely worried about it, and I think this building abandoned. So we'll go ahead and fix that. But, yeah. These are just some ideas on how to use our new DLCs. And we're very close, I believe, to our next population goal, which is 26,000, which will unlock a new tile. We should be able to hit that in the next episode. And as soon as we do, we will unlock this tile right here, next to this. And we will finish out our skyline and start working on finishing out the backbone of this transit network. And I think eventually we're probably going to build an amusement park on this little island right here. I think this would be an excellent spot to have one. But I think that that will do it for me today. So now enjoy a brief city tour.